Today I'm at Croyland Car Megastore to look at the Swift Voyager 494. Now you might wonder why I'm at a car megastore. Well, Croyland here have picked up the Swift franchise for some of their Voyager and Edge models. So let's take a look at what they've got. So today's look is at the Swift Voyager 4 Series range. Now in our previous video I took a look at one of the 5 Series models, and in that case I looked at the 540 as that was what the dealer had available to view. But today in our visit to Croyland Megastore, I've been able to take a look at a broader range of the 4 Series models, but in particular I have taken a look at the layout of the Voyager 494, which is the rear island bed. Now there are 3 models in this range. They're all coming in at 7.54 metres I think, so just over the 7.5 metres in length, and they come in 3 different layouts in effect. So you get the rear island bed in the 494, you've got the tool lay twin beds arrangement in the 485, and then you've got the 475, which gives a rear lounge offering with a twin dinette. Now the 475 offers you the 5-berth sleeping arrangement in effect, with 5 seat belts, and that's the same in the 485. But in the Swift 494, that is strictly a 4-berth, 4-passenger vehicle. So there is some variation in the 3, but they broadly are all in the same body shell and are at same specification level. So let's have a look in more detail at the 494. So these Voyager 494s come with the overcab bed in this bit here. They're based on the Ford 2-litre 145 brake horsepower Transit, and the Transit Ford skeletal chassis underpins these Voyagers. This being the 494, it's got the rear island bed, which I'll show you inside. Nice decals, electric point. This is your toilet cassette, external shower, your Dometic 3-way fridge vents, and your Truma air vent, and then there's a large garage at the back. These also come with really nice alloys. At the rear you've got provisions for the bike rack, and there is a rear view camera, the Voyager badging, water fill point is on this side, your LPG for 2 bottles, there is an external barbecue point, and your nice Hartle door. So coming inside you have the Ford cab. This is on the automatic. As we've now established, that does limit your towing capacity, but this is the nice car-like cab. You do get the nice screen that gives you your reversing panel. You do get some little storage, and as I've said, this is the overcab bed in this model, which drops down just here and offers a spacious double above the cab. The captain's chairs spin, and then you've got this dinette area, and your table goes on here, and you have got this nice area for the TV with some drawers. You've got the Truma blown air and the Swift control panel. Kitchen extends with one of the flaps. Large Swift sink. Excuse me. You do get the Thetford oven and grill with the electric hot plate. Nice drawer below. Drawers and cupboard storage to the side. And cutlery drawer at the top. Nice big tall locker here. You can have a microwave installed in this space. And another storage locker above. You then get an all-in-one washroom, the Thetford loo, the drop-down sink, this lovely nice grey panelling now. You get the little plastic storage, and the same with the mirrored version, a nice little hecky above. You do get the separate shower, so it's not running off the tap. Then looking backwards, you get this taller island bed, because there's a big garage at the back there with your wardrobes, which offer a good space, and lockers to the rear again, which are quite spacious. Nice fabric headboard, duvet bed, and then there is a wardrobe here. This is the gas locker below from the outside. Nice fabrics on the curtains, and you do get the night screens and fly screens on the windows. Provision for TV in the bedroom is just here. And then finally you get the Dometic two-way opening, three-way fridge, gas, electric, storage above and storage below. Very spacious motorhome. Being a 4-berth, you do get the travel seats here in this dinette area as well as this bed above, giving it its 4-berth capacity. You do get a little light out on this side from the bed above. There is also storage under the bed, as well as a little drawer set in this corner for your hairdryer and getting ready. Upgrades here now are, it does come with the Remis blinds at the front and the side windows of the cab. As I say, this is on an automatic, and in this guise, ready to go from Croyland, is £70,790. So, a very nice motorhome, very budget friendly, just over £70,000 on an automatic, on the very lovely Ford cab. It's one to recommend. It's got a decent sized island bed. It's almost 1.9 metres. So the bedroom space is a lovely place to be. The compromise really for me, you get the smaller lounge area because it is the dinette, and it is an all-in-one washroom. Now personally, that's something we don't like in a motorhome, but if you use facilities more on site and it's more of just a little washroom toilet space, it's more than adequate. But Swift have really upgraded it, made a smarter job of those, but that is a compromise. So, one to add to your list if you're interested in a family-friendly 4-berth model from Swift, the 494 Voyager, a reasonable alternative to the 594. So as well as the 494, they do have the 485 versions in at the moment too. These are both on the manual, and they're at 69,485. This version of the 494 at 7.5 meters long is a decent length. You can feel that space inside, and works well with this lovely Ford cab. What Croyland have is also a collection of used motorhomes, and some of them are the Swift Edge and Escape ex-rentals direct from Swift, and they have a number of those currently in stock too. So all the models in the Voyager 4 Series range come on the Ford cab, which is in the magnetic grey dark metallic, which looks quite stylish against the habitation part of the vehicle. And that's standard across that Voyager range. It is a 2 litre 155 brake horsepower output engine. It is a Euro 6 compliant, and it does require AdBlue. That's got a 24 litre tank. And there is a 70 litre fuel tank on board the Transit. The Swift construction is their standard smart construction, so it's a GRP body shell, and it does come with the overcab section on these, as you'll have seen in the video, and the extruded white skirts all the way around, and the really stylish graphics that you get. As I've pointed out in the video, in the 494 and across the range, you do get the external cold shower point. That's just above the toilet cassette. You do get the external barbecue point, and as you've seen in the video, you get the 16-inch smart alloys. Now, that also comes with a tyre pressure monitoring system and a puncture repair kit for when you're on the move. It does include LED lighting throughout, and there is a 100-watt solar panel on the roof as part of the kit. And you do get that Hecky, is it Hecky? Is it Hartle? I can never remember. I think it might be Hartle. You do get a Hartle door, which has got the fly screen and window and the bin and the umbrella, and it's all tied in with central lock-in. Now, there's a decent rear garage on these, access from both sides on the 485 and the 494. And there is the provision for the gas locker bottles that you've seen in there. They're on the side and sit underneath the wardrobe in the 494. All models are on the 3,500 kilograms, so the 3.5 tons, and can be driven on your normal category B driving license. And there are rear reversing cameras and the provisions for a bike rack at the back of the vehicle. Being a Ford and very car-like, the cab itself up front comes very well equipped. So you get the Accent unit, which is a touchscreen, which features your radio, your navigation, and also integrates the rear view camera. It also is Bluetooth compatible as well, so can run with Apple CarPlay or Android. There's steering wheel mounted controls for many of the features, and there is a lockable glove box on this, as well as numerous cup holders and storage bins throughout the cab. It does come with cruise control, and there is cab air conditioning through the whole front there. Other things included with the Ford include the stability control and roll stability control. So in terms of driving a vehicle like this, you do get some extra features in that cab. It's stop start, so working with the AdBlue and the diesel engine, you've got that eco feature. Does come with front fog lights, and you've got the daytime running lights as well. As I've shown you in some of the clips, it also comes with a concertina blinds now, as well as those captain's chairs that can be adjusted in multiple ways, as well as being spun round to use as seats in the main habitation area. And as you've seen, it is all fully upholstered in a very stylish grey and white grey pattern tones throughout the fabrics. So a very nice place to be. So in the video, we did give you a look at the kitchen sort of cooking and eating arrangements that you have. And what is nice to see, it comes with the Thetford triplex combination oven and grill, and you get that 3-burner gas hob and that additional electric hot plate, which is good to see. You do get the Dometic 3-way, 2-way opening auto selection fridge. That was a mouthful. So it is dual hinged, but it has automatic selection between the 230 volt, the gas, and the 12 volt operation. And there is also a 12 litre removable freezer compartment at the top part of that Dometic. I do like in the Swifts the slate effect worktops. We had that in one of our caravans when we had our 580 caravan. And that slate effect looks quite nice, and it is quite robust as well. It holds up well, and that does include that lift up flap that I showed you at the end to increase the workspace. There is now a new improved chrome tap that swivels, and you do get the additional chopping board and drain cover and so on for the Swift sink. Quite a well-spec kitchen. I think one of the options you do get, as I've pointed out, is that cupboard above the cooker and the sink. That is a dealer fit option for putting a microwave in that space, and I have seen that done when I visited the last dealer to look at the 5 Series in one of the 594s, how that uses one of those cupboards that are above each other. So there is the option to have a microwave should you want one. In terms of the heating then, it is a Truma heating system. It's the EC400 for the water system and the heating, and it is a dual fuel Truma boiler. We've never had any issue with the blown air through caravans and our current motorhome. There is a Truma crash sensor included with the gas locker, so that's there for en route heating and water heating, and it is a pressurised freshwater system in there as well. In terms of the tanks then, they're both underfloor mounted, so you get 110 litres for your fresh water, and you also get an 85 litre wastewater tank as well. And they are manually operated drain valves on the Voyager models, which is slightly different to the models further up the range where you get the automatic buttons in the Escapes and Contigas, for example. Because it's a Voyager, you get a winter pack with this, so there are water tank heaters and there is en route heating to keep defrosted, and you get the fridge vent covers as well for the winter, so that that prevents any freezing up of your system. Swift provide you with your electric cable with this as well, so you get your 25 metre cable, and there is full LED lighting throughout the vehicle. And as I was looking around, there were numerous 230 volt sockets and USB points. Some of them were under the lockers, some of them were next to the TV points. And as we showed you in this 494, there is mountings for a TV in the lounge area at the front in that dinette arrangement, and there is also provisions for a TV in the bedroom. In terms of security wise, being a Ford, there is their VIN chip system that they use. It is a single key that operates across the whole vehicle, so no separate keys for cabs and habitation. And it is a key fob operated, and I did try that out while I was there, all through the standard Ford key fob. And you may have seen a glimpse that you do get your smoke alarm and your carbon monoxide alarm just up on the wall in the kitchen area as well. So why take a look at the Voyager 4 Series range? Well, I think this gives a real practical alternative to the 5 Series range, in as much as it is a more affordable vehicle, but it does offer some compromises that come with that. So, for example, you do get the bed that drops down over the cab, so you do get that bulbous cab arrangement over the top of the Ford part, which I think always looks a little bit old-fashioned compared to the new lower line versions, whereas in other ones you can get an electronic drop-down bed. So that's just something to consider, is just that organisation at the front. The other compromise really is, with the 494 and the 485, you do lose out on the lounge bit in effect, because you haven't got a seating arrangement in a traditional vehicle where you've got the 2 benches either side to sit at. It is the dinette and turn your captain's chairs around. So that's just something to consider, really, that you lose a more traditional lounge arrangement at the front. And across the 4 Series range, what you also will note is that they are the all-in-one washrooms. So whichever model you select, it is the all-in-one. So If you are happy with that, great. It is a high quality, and the fit and finish in there is fantastic, and there's more than enough space for showering within the space that you've got. But if you do prefer the more separate shower arrangement, you would need to look to the 5 Series with the Voyagers. Other than that, you can see the similarities across the range in the contemporary style of the fit and the finish, but there is a notable difference between the two. But Swift, I think, have made a smart move here in developing this range, because it does make these models just a little bit more accessible, and does give an alternative to the arrangements you see in the 5 Series. Now, our curiosity has got the better of us, and when we saw there was an opportunity to go and visit the Swift factory for one of their open weekends, we did throw our names into the ring to try and get some tickets to access that. So later in March, I think it's mid-March, we shall be taking a trip up to the Swift factory and having a look at how the vehicles are constructed, and seeing that process, and learning more about the vehicles and the ranges while we're there. Now, I'm assuming there might be limits on what we can film and what we can do while we're in the factory itself, but we'll certainly give you some insight and views on what we've seen and what we've learned from that towards the back end of March. So look out for that once we've been. Croyland are also now the Camper King dealer for the VW Camper Kings, as well as a selection of used campers available, and these are very nice as well. A whole range of ages, prices and models.